everyone, welcome back to PR Styles, and today I have a video on crochet box braids. It's not necessarily a tutorial on how to do crochet box braids, but it's more of a informational type of video. Recently I wanted my hair box braided, but I didn't want to spend the time sitting in a chair with someone doing individual braids, and I did not want to endure the pain and suffering of several days of the after effect of someone actually braiding individual box braids. I don't have my hair braided often, but when I do, I usually try to find someone who does a good job, and still the pain is unbearable. So I decided to try crochet box braids. I've had crochet hair before that I've done myself, but it was more of the curly locks, not locks, but curly, just regular curly hair. It didn't take long to do that, but I wanted to try the box braids. So I looked at some tutorials on how to do box braids, but I have to say they were outdated tutorials. They were really old, like a year or more. And I wanted to find something more updated. It seems like the locks and the other twist styles are more popular. So with that said, I thought it was important that I share this video and give you a little more updated information and answer some questions that I've been asked about my experience doing my box braids. It's been 2 days since I've done these box braids. I used the Freetress box braids, medium box braids here. I used the number 4, and then you can see some lighter shades in here, which is the number 30. And I wanted to start by saying, just giving you some tips to make sure you understand that yes, this is a very fast, can look very nice process, but hairstyle I should say. But the important thing to note, and I don't see that in a lot of tutorials, is that the foundation has to be good. You cannot have box braids or crochet braids without damaging your hair if your foundation is not done properly. And that means the braiding pattern. In order for your box braids or any crochet braids hairstyle, as a matter of fact, to look good, you have to make sure that your cornrows underneath are done properly. So if you're not a good braider, don't try to put box braids over hair that is not braided properly. And when I say that, you know, when you're corn rolling and if your hair is tangled underneath, or if you're pulling it or whatnot, if it's not properly on your head, it shouldn't be too tight, but it shouldn't be too loose for the crochet braids to anchor on. And that's very, very important. I'm a decent braider, but I can say that I did have some problems with my crochet braid, my foundation cornrow pattern. I wouldn't say pattern, but just the support, the braids themselves. I'm a decent braider, like I said, and I used to braid hair when I was younger, but I found that some of my cornrows were really loose. So when I anchored the crochet braid on, like this per se, it was hanging, it was loose. And that's not a good look, and it's also not good for your hair. So what I had to do with that was I took it apart, and then I unraveled one of the crochet braids, and I just individually braided that area with that. My objective was to just leave out the front row and then individually braid this area here to make the appearance look more natural, individual braids. But I actually had to take out a part here of a weave braid because I wanted to make sure the foundation was supporting this weight, this hair. And that is so important, and I thought I needed to share that with people. It really is a convenient hairstyle. It's easy. There's a lot of braiding tutorials out there as far as crochet braiding patterns for this style. So I'm not necessarily doing that. I have like 7 braids in the front, and then I have like 5 braids going back. I have these 2 cross over and braided inside there to ensure that the part does not go all the way back. My hair is really, really thick, and without the shrinkage, it's very long. So I had a lot of hair that I had to deal with. You know, you get that bulk back there. Some people braid it over like this and then they sew it in. I'm not doing that. I have to make sure that everything is easy and not damaging to my hair. So what I do is I take the crochet needle and I just crochet it back up into the braid, which caused the braid to be relatively thick, but you know, you just have to be careful. I did like a trial and error. I'll try to turn and show the back of this style. I think I could have did a better job, but like I said, this is not like something that I do often. I hope you were able to see it there. It's not like something that I do often. Like I said, I just wanted to try it, and now I'm giving tips to make sure people understand that the foundation is so important. Make sure you have a good braiding pattern and make sure your hair underneath is protected. Of course, you want to make sure that you wash and condition your hair really well, and the maintenance throughout your crochet or your box braids, you want to make sure that you get to your scalp, condition it, and make sure that it's well oiled. And I want to share this product with you. It's by Better Braids hair and scalp oil. I can't say enough good things about this product. Each time that I've had my hair braided, whether it was cornrowed or I had individual braids, you spray this on your scalp and you massage it in, and it works so well. You can find this at your local beauty supply stores or a place like Walgreens. So I definitely recommend this product. I can't say enough good things about it. And it feels so good on your scalp. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep these braids in, and then maybe like a week or so, then I'm going to come back and give you an update on my style and how I felt that it worked out, the crochet braids and so forth. This, I don't know, it seems like Freetress is kind of like a monopoly dominating the area in regards to box braids on the market. I'm in the Midwest, so I don't know. I even tried looking on some of the websites, and that's all I seen was Freetress. So I'll come back in a week, share an update on how these braids held up, my opinion of the crochet box braids. And right now they feel kind of light. I use about, I think I bought 8 packages, and I have a little over 2 packages left. So as far as cost convenience is, if you can, you know, get somebody to braid your foundation, if you can do your foundation well, you can save money on individual box braids. The only time that this feels heavy, just like individual box braids, is when you gather it all together and maybe put it together like this, and then that's heavy. But otherwise, it doesn't feel too heavy. It's relatively light, and like I said, it's not a hard style to do. It really isn't. Now, it did take me 5 hours to do this, and again, like I said, I had trial and error with my foundation. It took me a while to get, you know, the braiding situation settled there, and then once that was done and crocheting, it was like poop, poop, toop, 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 really fast, so fast. And I'll show you real quick. And there's, you know, you got the old tutorials out there, but you see, if I take this apart here, you see how that is, and it'll be so easy to take these out. And if they hold up well, you can just maybe wash these and then reuse them. So look, I'm going to push that back in like that. Boop. And no, I don't find these coming out at all. I pull that one out, but for the most part, they've been okay. I did have to re-anchor some in the back with the thicker braids, like I told you, where I had to crochet in. But for the most part, they're good. Right now, I would recommend this hairstyle, but I have to say, make sure your foundation is done properly. If I left out anything, any questions that you might have, please ask and I'll be happy to answer them. I think that if I got better, you know, with the braiding of my foundation, you definitely can do this hairstyle quicker than 5 hours for sure. Now, I did try the individual crochet braiding. I think that's really popular now instead of doing the cornrow style. And the only thing I can say about that is I don't know how that can be. Like, I see 2 hours, you know, 2 hours or less doing that, because you're parting and individually braiding your hair, and then you're still putting the extension on. I mean, my stars, I think I think that takes longer to do. I did try doing that to my front braids here, but whoa, that took me a while. I mean, I don't know if I didn't do it correctly. It's because, you know, after I finished my braids, I looked at a tutorial more closely, and it looks like they just took both parts, the natural hair and the box braid weave through the loop. And I think maybe that's what I didn't do. And then you take it through the extension itself. But it seems like it would take a while. And maybe I will try that style if I have 48 hours to spend, because I think that would be hard, because you gotta, like I say, you gotta make sure your parts are straight and braid your hair. And it's okay maybe for shorter hair, but if you have long hair and you gotta sit there and braid your hair all the way to the end and then put this on, it seems like a lot to me. So that's why I prefer the cornrow box braid hairstyle. And so as long as you have a good foundation, then you should be okay. Now, I'm going to come back at you in a week and let you know how it held up, and give you feedback on these braids, on how they held up. So far, so good. This is the second day. I've done nothing really special. The only thing is I have sprayed my scalp with the Better Braids oil to make sure that it stays conditioned and moisturized. And then and then at night I just pull it to the back, and then I wrap a scarf around it. And please, I know, don't talk about my edges, because I know ladies have their edges really whipped. I would love to do that. I've tried to do that, but I'm just not that talented. I'm not the one. So forgive me how my edges are looking. I'm not focused on that because I know that I'm not that talented. So right away, disclaimer. So save all your critical comments about my edges, okay? Otherwise, like I said, I'll get back to you with an update on this hair. Again, it's the Freetress box braid medium hair. Thank you. Hi everyone, this is my week update, and I thought that I would just try to do this real quickly on the box braids. Actually, it's been a little bit more than a week. I don't know how. I'm doing this on my cell phone, so I just wanted you to take a look. And I gotta tell you that these braids did hold up. Again, these are the Freetress box braids in the medium size. How am I supposed to be looking at this camera? I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, and I'm really pleased with it. Again, I want to say the most important thing is that you have to make sure that your foundation is really good, that your braided foundation is good. I'm probably going to take these down in, I want to say maybe, probably less than another week. So I would have had these in my hair for 2 weeks, maybe 2.5. The only thing I can say is that, I don't know if you can tell, but there is some frizzing on the braids. So you might have to just take your scissors and then cut up the braid. Not a whole lot, but just, I noticed like a few of them that I would have to do that. And also with the loops in the crochet part, I found myself having to go back maybe, I mean like maybe once a day, maybe in the morning, to tighten up that loop, especially where I had the thick braids. And excuse me if I'm not looking into you, or am I doing this wrong? I don't know why, but it doesn't feel like I'm looking at you, and I'm new to this, so forgive me. But I did want to just give you a quick update before it got too late, or I forgot and I've taken out the braids. But overall, great. I do recommend the crochet braiding because, like I said, if you cannot bear the tightness of regular single braids, this is definitely the route to go. Just make sure that your foundation is done properly. That is, your cornrows underneath is done properly. There's a million tutorials out there that will guide you in the proper pattern, but also the proper braiding is most important. Just don't let anybody tangle up your hair. Make sure it's braided correctly, nice and neat. So thank you for tuning in. If you do have questions about box braiding, Freetress, or even the Freetress hair, let me know. I'll try to do like this to go around, kind of show you. But overall, I'm pretty happy with box braids. And like I said, this has been over a week, and then I show you that I used the why? I mean, like, what do I need to look into? I mean, like, this is driving me bananas. Anyway, I won't keep you any longer. Thumbs up for crochet box braids if it's done correctly and with the proper foundation. That is the proper cornrow braiding. There. Is that better? I don't know. Anyway, have a good rest of your day. Bye now. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'm sorry for keep putting my hand up like that, but like I said, I'm not used to that. Have a good rest of your day.